morning! It's a Saturday morning in Eagle, Idaho, and today we're going to tackle Gretchen Wilson's country tune, Redneck Woman. It's a fun country romp. It's got just good classic stuff in it that every guitar player should have definitely in their holster. Follows a pretty traditional pattern. It is in standard tuning, and I will be capoed at the 2nd fret. Without the capo, you can't really do the full electric guitar parts, but without a capo, you could play the song in F sharp. It's basically a 1-4-5. So without any further ado, let's play guitar. Okay, so the intro of the song. It's going to start with a volume swell, and then we're going to go right into this riff. And the opening riff is you hit an open A string, and you hammer on the, we're just going to go with the capo as the nut, so you hammer on the 2nd fret, and pull down, give a little bend on the 3rd fret. Alright, that starts the song off, and then you go into the opening riff, which is what I'm doing there, I'm doing a open low E to the 2nd string on the D, 2nd fret on the D string, which is just 2nd fret, open, back on the 2nd fret. And then we're going to hit on the 2nd fret of the A string. I'm using that A string on the 2nd fret, open E, back to the low E, which is just a pull off on the D string, and then we fret that A on the 2nd, and back to the 2nd fret again. Okay, now moving into the rhythm. We're going to jump right into, it's kind of a walking blues thing. Nice line. Looks something like this, which is just 2nd fret, 4th fret to the 5th fret, all the while bouncing that low E. I think we've all done something like that before. Now the little riff is a hammer on the A string, 3rd fret. We're going to hammer on 3 to 4. Hammer on, fret the D string on the 2nd fret, and pull on the 3rd. Little pull, a little bend there, to back to the low E. And then the turnaround, or the little turn, not turn around, but the turn to go to A, we're gonna play which is a little bit of hybrid picking. So to set that up, I just have a little hammer-on pull-off on the A string at the 2nd fret, and then we pull on the 3rd, and then I release that. And what I'm going to do on that walk-up is I'm going to have an open D string, and that brings us to A. The same riff, but on A now. And after we hit that 3rd one, now we do the pull off back to E. So that whole A section again sounds like. And then we're right back on that riff again. Now the turn to the B chord, or the 5, we're going to be playing 3 on the low E, open A, 1 on the A string, 2 on the A string, and that brings us to this B7 shape. Then we're going to go to A7, and he puts a little sus in there. So your A7 is open A, D fretted at the 2nd fret, open G, B fretted at the 2nd. And to put the sus, we're just going to press down on the 3rd fret on the B string. That's your sus. So the rhythm all together sounds like this. To it again. So really that is the nuts and bolts of the song. Now for the guitar solo, I think it's a pedal steel on the first one, and then they go to a fiddle. My band has neither. So what I do is I'll show you how I play the solo. It's a little tricky to start. It's not really that bad, and it happens really fast. You don't have a lot of time to be thinking about it. So get this under your fingers. I think this way that I'm playing the solo is pretty good. So what I'm doing a double stop on the G and B string at the 2nd fret, and I'm playing and a double stop on the 1st fret. I fret the D string on the 2nd fret. Once again. Now, I might not be exactly how that pedal steel player is playing it, but it's pretty close. And then you go into a series of pull-offs, and they're going to be pull-offs always to open, which would actually be an open A, because we got the capo there. And what I do is I just do 2. I can't say that I play this the same way every single time on these pull-offs, but what we're going to do is we're going to do a series of little chromatic pull-offs. So I'm doing like 2 1 0, 2 1 0, 3 2 0, 3 2 0, 4 3 0, 4 3 0, and then I end up sliding up to this F sharp note here. We're kind of in F sharp. And then from there, I'm going to slide up to the 15th fret and play a little 6. And that ends the first solo. So one more time. Now you notice I played it different that time. On my walk-up it was a little bit different, but like I said, it goes by so fast. If there's somebody in the audience that goes, "Yeah, you didn't play that right," hey, that's that one guy. We're not playing for him, and I bet he's not dancing. All the girls be dancing, so there you go. One more time. Okay, so now the second one goes to a fiddle solo, and what I do is I play a little pass that kind of cops that. I don't even know if it really. It sounds like a dominant. This is kind of a cross between pentatonic and a dominant arpeggio, dominant 7 arpeggio. And so how I do it is I go 11 to 7. So the pattern that I'm going to play is 11, 7 on the E, 10, 7. And how I end up doing it is I go, I do 2 of those right there. And then I walk down to 10, 7, 9, 7. And then I do it again between 7 and 9. All together. Oops, sorry. And then I finish it, because the chords change a little bit right at the end of the solo. I finish it with just walking up a pentatonic off of the 2nd fret. And So once again, that's just up to F sharp, and then we do that sixth thing, right? So that, once again, the whole solo together with the first part and the second part. Now keep in mind, this is just how I do it. If it helps you, like, you know, guide you along the way, awesome. Here's how I do it again. Now the final part, the very end, well, that's not at the end of the solo. There's a little bit of a breakdown, and how I play during the breakdown, I'm doing a little pull-off thing on the 3rd and the 5th here, or what I guess would be your 5th fret and 7th fret. So all pull-offs, 3, 5, 3. You can hear a little something going on in the background. I think that's what it is. And when you get back into it, you're going to do a big pull down on G, and then you're to A. Into the hell yeahs, and at the very end of the song, so you're doing this riff, the last little rundown that the guitar player does, and when you listen to it, you'll hear where he pops that in, and that's a hammer on. You're fretting the G string on the 2nd fret, hammer on and pull off to an open G. Okay, man, that's Gretchen Wilson's Redneck Woman. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. That's all the parts. If you want to steal some of those solo ideas that I just kind of made up in there, or build a solo off of that idea, that's awesome. Do your own thing. People love this tune. People always dance to it. If you got a gal in the band, I bet you she'll enjoy singing it as well. So that's Gretchen Wilson, Redneck Woman. Let's play guitar, people. Woo!